In this video, we will cover editing blocks, customizing the look of your blocks, selecting a block, how to move a block, and block zoom. This is a writer's block. Think of it as a virtual index card. You put one idea, note, etc. into each block. So let's look at the block. Each block has a text area that you must click in to start writing. It also has a block title, which you can also click in to edit. You'll notice that the block title has a name part and a number part. The block text area also has an optional footnote area. I'm going to hide footnotes for this tutorial because we'll cover footnotes in depth in another video. I can edit the text within a block just like in a word processor. To do that, click on the Home tab, and here are all the usual formatting options. So if I want to bold some text, I just select it and click on the bold icon. You can control the default look of your blocks with the Writer's Blocks Options menu. Click on the Writer's Blocks Application button and then select Writer's Blocks Options at the bottom. Then select Block Defaults on the left. Here you can edit the default title, which is block, but you can change it to idea, note, scene, whatever makes sense for your project. Next we see the starting block number, which is 1. The increment defaults to 1, but you can edit that. If you were working on a script or speech, you may want each block to represent 2 minutes, so then you may want to make the increment 2. The gutter height controls the vertical spacing between blocks within a column, and it can range from 1 to 9. You may want to increase this if you are going to link blocks because it will provide more space to draw the links. We'll just leave it at 1. Below you have all the standard font and color dialogues for the different parts of the block. It's important to note that any changes you make on this screen will only affect future blocks. I like to come in, make all the changes to customize the way I like my blocks to look, and then click on the Save as Defaults button at the bottom. Now, each time I create a new file, it will use all of my defaults. Or if I want different defaults depending on the type of project I'm working on, then I can create several different files by customizing the defaults and saving them with unique file names. Then when I start a new file, I open the file with the desired settings and save it with a new name, so I always have my unaltered starting file, which serves as a template. Now back to the block view. To add a block, you click on the Add Block icon from the Blocks tab, or you can press Ctrl+A if you prefer to use the keyboard rather than the mouse. Note this gray shadow around the last block added. Now when I click on the top block, you will see that this gray shadow has moved to the top block. The gray shadow means that it is the current block. As I tab through my blocks or click in a block, the current block changes. If I click on the Blocks tab, I see a lot of options. If I click one of these functions, the action will take place on the current block, the block with the shadow. So say I want to change the color of this block, maybe to represent that I need to double check something I have written in this block. I click on the block color, choose my color, I'll choose yellow, and click OK, and now the current block is yellow. Some commands work on the selected block or blocks, so let me show you how to select a block. I can click on the Select Block icon, and that will select the current block. You will notice that the block has a dark gray border all the way around it. I can also hold down the Control key and click anywhere in the block to select it. So now that I have a selected block, we see that the Cut and Copy block options are available. There are lots of things you can do with groups of selected blocks, but that will be covered in a separate video. To unselect a block, just click anywhere on the screen and the block will no longer be selected. Now let's go over how to move a block. Put your cursor right on the block's border. I find it easy to grab a block in the upper right-hand corner. While holding the left mouse button down, drag the block to the new location and then release it. Now if you have Auto Arrange option on, which we will cover in another tutorial on the automatic options, then your blocks will automatically be arranged neatly in columns from top to bottom after you arrange them, so the block may not stay where it is dropped. Because each idea is in one block, it's really easy to organize your ideas by dragging and dropping the blocks. You don't have to feel constricted to work in order because it's really easy to move the blocks around later and put them in the best order, unlike scrolling through a big word processing document and cutting and pasting. Finally, let's go over the block zoom. You can change the zoom from the Home and Display tabs. This controls how big each block is. So if you want to zoom in so you can have a really big block to work in, you may set it to 400. Or if you want to zoom out to get a bird's eye view of your document, then maybe you want it at 150%. You can type a zoom level in or select a zoom level from the drop-down menu. That wraps up this video tutorial. If you have any questions or comments, please contact us at support@writersblocks.com.